Hi and welcome to Concrete Conversations. I'm Linz and this is episode 10. For those of you who've not seen any of the previous episodes, please click on the link to the homepage and catch yourself up. To all those that have been watching, hope you've been enjoying. And to everybody watching, please subscribe, enjoy, keep watching, and let's roll episode 10. So it's another early start today, and all of those that know me, I'm extremely fond of everything concrete, but two words especially.
Vagina boob.
Well, yeah, but no, not them. These.
Concrete mixer.
Exactly, Mr. Lizard Thingy, but more especially barrel mixers. But today, I'm off to see something a little bit more alien. Not that alien, but alien to me. Volumetric mixers. Here's an amazing example of a volumetric mixer, and as we're panning round it, if I could just digress for a second, you might notice on the side a people's panel made by Dawes Highway Safety. And I just want to mention this for a second, as my old friend and fellow BCTA director James Dawes, founder and owner of Dawes Highway Safety, who makes the people's panels, was awarded with an MBE recently for services to road safety and his tireless work with the police forces. That was James looking dapper, and here he is hard at work. And if you don't already, you'll now recognise him at the concrete shows and other events from around the industry. I can't think of anybody more deserving of this award, and many congratulations, James. And here's a little hint from me. If you're after one of Dawes Highway's products, which you all should be because they're quality, give James a call and say, "Aren't you Jimmy D with the MBE?" and he'll give you a bit of a discount. Back to volumetrics, there are many different elements to be considered when ordering concrete. For example, how strong do I need it, and therefore how much cement and aggregate must be in it? How wet do I need it, or what slump do I need? I've been to many jobs with mixer drivers where the customer expects the concrete to flow freer than it does, and therefore they've ordered the wrong slump, and by the time the mixer's there, it's too late. Or even how much do I need in the first place? Again, I've seen many times when people have ordered 2 metres when they need 10, and 10 metres when they need 2. Ordering concrete is not always as easy as you think. So one way to avoid all that uncertainty when ordering concrete is, of course, to use a volumetric. So how do volumetrics avoid uncertainty and the ambiguity in ordering concrete? Well, quite simply, they bring all the ingredients with them, and you order what you want when it gets there. And volumetric concrete is quite simply concrete that is mixed by the volume of the material. Volume metrics. Volumetric. Mixed in a volumetric mixer. Straightforward, eh? Now, volumetrics to me have always been a little bit unnecessary, especially on large pours. A little bit like using a sledgehammer to knock in a drawing pin. So overkill on so many levels, but you can't deny the benefit volumetrics give you on jobs with parameters. When I say parameters, I mean most people, and indeed most jobs, require concrete to be grey and sticky and hardened so they can build with it. But when jobs need to be a bit more precise, key benefits of a volumetric are increased capacity. We'll come on to this in a bit more detail later, but basically they can carry more concrete. They reduce waste, as you only order exactly what you want and exactly what you need, making it easier to keep costs down for both the supplier and the customer. Flexibility. If you order 5 metres and you end up needing 6, you've got it. If you order 6 metres and you only end up needing 5, well, you've got that flexibility too. And the same if the concrete needs to be wetter or stiffer. One of the big ones is there's no product time limit. In a barrel mixer, the product is constantly going off. In a volumetric mixer, as it's not yet mixed, it doesn't have a time limit to it. And with that in mind, it's most definitely the most elegant, precise and carefree way of delivering concrete, especially in its constituent or ingredient form. And definitely when you compare it to the 3 traditional ways or 3 traditional methods of delivering concrete in the UK. Method 1 of delivery in the UK, of course, is to use an agitation drum, imported from overseas and built for the wet batch plants of Europe. As per episode 1, if you can remember that far back, when I told you that all European batching plants are wet batch, and therefore all the mixers built in Europe are designed to suit wet batch loading, meaning the blades are shorter and not capped, so they agitate wet concrete, but they struggle with mixing concrete homogeneously when the ingredients are loaded separately. Method 2, of course, is my favourite, UK mixing drum, which of course is designed to mix both wet batch, dry batch and semi-dry into one homogeneous mix. Again, from episode 1, we stated that 80% of the batching plants here are dry batch, meaning the ingredients are put into the barrel one by one and the barrel does the mixing. achieved by having larger blades and capping in order to fold the ingredients together and mix it thoroughly, giving you a nice, homogeneous, thorough mix, regardless if the batching plant's dry, semi-dry or wet. And of course, volumetrics. Volumetrics work by transporting all the ingredients they could ever need with them to site, including a large water tank just behind the cab, which holds usually 1,000 to 1,500 litres, 2 enormous aggregate bins for sand and aggregate, a sealed silo at the back for cement powder, and when programmed from the rear, each of the compartments release the exact amount of product they need through the onboard mixing system to give you exactly the concrete you require, and consistency, quality and quantity. So it wouldn't be me without a little analogy, and delivering concrete in the UK is like delivering a coffee in the UK. An agitation drum delivering concrete loaded in constituent fashion and having to mix it itself is a bit like making a coffee like this. Delivering the same concrete in a UK mixing drum would be a bit more like this, as all the ingredients would be mixed homogeneously and the product would be far more thorough. Taking a volumetric to site's like bringing one of these along with you. Cup of tea? No problem. You want a mocha? There you go. Cappuccino? There you go. You don't know what you want? Looks like a latte to me. So if they're so amazing, why doesn't everybody use them? And why do I find them so overkill? Well, because elegant and precise aren't the biggest issue within the UK industry. In fact, it rarely is an issue at all. Barrel mixers have a speed advantage. The discharge is way quicker and the concrete can be used immediately when it arrives on site. You're not waiting around for mixing to occur. If you've got a large pour, say 200 cube for a factory floor, 5 or 6 barrel mixers can go to and from the batching plant, delivering the same consistency of concrete over and over again. And the batcher only has one consistency to make, so it just carries on pressing the same button. Nice and easy. Volumetrics, if you're taking more than one, they all have to be set up exactly the same to get the same consistency of concrete. The space issue, of course, barrel mixers are usually more accessible to tighter sites. And then, of course, you've got the cost. A barrel mixer will set you back around £30,000 to £40,000, whereas a volumetric, you're looking at £150,000 to £200,000, so around 5 times the price. And then, of course, you've got reliability. On a barrel mixer, there's very little that can go wrong. On a volumetric, however, there's way more bells and whistles, and therefore your maintenance costs are going to be a lot higher, and so your downtime is going to be a lot higher too. So it's not that I don't like volumetrics, it's just that I'm from a barrel mixer background, and therefore, well, my bias lies on that side. But if you've got 2 products that do exactly the same job with an equal list of pros and cons, well, I've always been of the mindset that I'd rather pay 5 times less for a product and have 5 times less downtime to do exactly the same job. Well, I'm off to visit a company today that's 100% volumetrics, so no doubt their bias is going to be on the other side of the coin. So let's go and have a look around there, and let's see if my mindset changes. So today I've travelled up north to arguably the most passionate volumetric mixer users in the country, 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates, in Wakefield near Leeds. A company established in 2021 and built on the principles of accessibility, transparency and unwavering quality. Co-founded with her brother Christian by Steffi Vors and managed daily by Charlie McKeown, we'll meet them both later, they operate with the philosophy that all customers are equal and anyone can be a potential customer, so they accommodate every request with a smile and inclusive approach, helping them to build strong, lasting relationships across all areas of the industry. Specialising in the supply of high-grade concrete and aggregates tailored for commercial, domestic and civil engineering projects, they operate with extensive networks and efficient deliveries all over Yorkshire, so for large projects or small ones at home, 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates are suited to the customer's needs. With a current fleet of 6 volumetric mixers, they deal in screed, permeable concrete, pump hire, bulk aggregates, concrete pumping, bulk concrete and also volumetric concrete. They're Yorkshire's number 1, so let's have a look around, meet the guys and see if I can't find a little more fondness for volumetrics. So here I am in front of these two beauties with owner and director of 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates, Steffi Vors. It's really encouraging to see women in the industry full stop, but let alone running and owning it. So what made you get into concrete?
Well, we sort of fell into concrete. I run it alongside with my brother Christian.
Okay.
It's
a family business then?
It's a family business. We had plant hire and property. Then overnight we fell into a concrete company. So it's been a challenging 4 years, but now we think next month we're going to have the best month we've ever had.
Oh, brilliant. So on that front, obviously you were doing a civils company before and then sort of fell into concrete. So tell us all about 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates.
So when we first started in 2021, there was a lot of challenges. Our first priority was getting the quality of the concrete right. We started on maybe 200 cube a week, but we still had 5 trucks. We knew that wasn't enough. So we've been running around 4 years now. We started immediately with 5 trucks. So it was never a small business, but it was small quantities to start with. So our first challenge was getting the correct aggregates. So we started making sure we had the quarried stone, the limestone that the customers loved, and getting the right cement. There was a lot of rapid cement going around at the time, and it wasn't the quality that the customers wanted. So that was a challenge to start with.
Okay. And with a name like 24/7, you must live and breathe concrete then.
Yeah, we totally live and breathe concrete. Cut me in half, I'm orange.
Orange like the company logo. And I hear a rumour I was told in the office earlier on that you were actually helping to concrete the floor.
My third child, 3 days before you were born, I was raking about with a spazzle, trying to encourage it.
That's commitment for you. So what's next for 24/7 Concrete?
So last year we poured about 23,000 cube.
Wow.
Our aim this year is to go for 25,000 cube. We've just got 3 brand new trucks from Baylinks, which is a massive investment. It's like a £750,000 investment into the company, and we've got another 2 to collect in September. So it's a massive.
So it'll be 5 brand new ones in total.
5 brand new trucks. It's total haul. It's a total overhaul of the company, and a rebrand from our previous few years. We want everyone to see that we're here to stay, and the only thing we're going to do is get bigger.
Brilliant. Well, you're definitely doing different things differently, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air, so well done. So having the civils business before and then moving into concrete and aggregates, I assume you've got like a civils background, have you?
No idea about civils, to be honest. I left school and started working for Burberry in a factory in Castleford. I worked there for about 12 to 14 years.
What, making coats and things?
Making raincoats.
Wow, not every day you get your concrete delivered by a fashion designer. So what the hell made you stop designing raincoats and working in concrete then?
Basically, my mum rang me and said, your brother started a plant hire company and he needs all the help he can get. You'd best put your notice in.
Well done, Mum. So now that you've got this new concrete company up and running, why did you choose volumetric mixers and not barrel mixers?
So we chose volumetric purely on the fact that, 1, I think they're better. 2, 2, the payload is more. So the older trucks have a VSO to carry 10 cube.
Yeah,
the newer trucks are slightly different. They're only running 8 cube at a minute, but I know you're fighting for us to be back at 38 tonne.
Well, I'm trying my best. We're all trying our best.
Personally, trying. Also, for customers in rural areas, it's more economic to use a volumetric because we can take it there. It's not going to go out of spec. If you do need more, we can send an older truck, so you get in that 10 cube rather than sending 2 trucks to the rural areas. You can get it on 1 truck. We can do various mixes, so we can go to our civils customers on the morning. We can pour semi-dry, we can pour wet, we can do your footings and your curb mix at the same time. Overall, it's just a more efficient way to deliver concrete.
So thanks to Steffi for her valuable time and also the passion and insight into what's obviously a fast-growing, driven company. If you're in the Yorkshire area and you require concrete or a designer raincoat, you know where to go. Each individual company will have their own method for loading a volumetric, whether it be silos, batching plant, or, like 24/7, using a crane and bucket, or loading shovel. This tends to be the most common method and easiest way to get the load evenly distributed across the machine. And here at 24/7 you can see they're so busy, there's a procession and queue of trucks waiting to be loaded. And they've also got this bad boy to their name, should anything go wrong off-site with any of their machines. So it's females here in charge everywhere at 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates. Obviously Steffi owning and running the place, and here we are in the control room with Charlie, who's the operations manager. Charlie, another female in the industry. How long have you been here?
4 or 5 years now.
Okay, cool. And why concrete?
Pure luck to fall into something that I love so much. So I was training to be a history teacher. I was 19 at uni. I think I just said teacher because everyone was saying, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I just went, I'll be a teacher. But my mum knew Steffi, so I took on a summer admin job they had the plant hire company.
Right, okay.
So I started in plant hire, didn't have a Scooby, thought plants were plants, but started to get to know the machines.
Different type of plant, you thought?
And then just as I was due to go back for my second year at uni, they started saying, we're going to buy the concrete company. And I thought, it's too exciting to let go of. There was just a little niggle in the back of my head saying, you just need to keep going with it. So took a leap of faith, left uni and just stayed.
Oh, so you didn't go back to uni at all?
No.
Oh dear, I bet that went down with the parents, didn't it?
Not at all.
Yeah, I can imagine. So obviously you're running the controls here at 24/7. So basically a lot of people out there will know that barrel mixers are for large pours and volumetrics are for more precision pours. So what makes 24/7 run their volumetrics differently to everybody else? What makes you different to everybody else in the volumetric industry around here?
Yeah, so definitely everyone else, because I think around here we've got to a point where it's a very diluted industry.
Really?
There's a lot of people that have bought a wagon and thought, just put sand and stone on back and tip out a bit of concrete and that's it. But
there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, we don't want it to have that much of a bad reputation. We want to show that you can do it properly, you can produce a quality that the drum mixers can produce, if not better.
Yeah. Thanks to Charlie. Nearly 5 years in the industry. Let's hope we see another 35 years. Thanks, Charlie. Well, you heard earlier, and I put on screen during Steffi's interview, about a VSO. Now, VSO stands for Vehicle Special Order, and it's certified by the VCA. So what are they and why are they needed? Well, the volumetric's maximum road weight is 32 tonne, but it used to be 38.4. So what a VSO does is allows any volumetric pre-2018 to continue to run at 38.4. Now, that VSO is valid for 10 years from the first registration of the truck pre-18. So, for example, if a volumetric was registered in 2016, that VSO would run out in 2026. So basically, by 2028, all volumetrics will now be running at 32 tonnes. Steffi and the guys from 24/7 obviously still have some trucks pre-2018 on VSOs, which means if they deliver concrete in them, they can deliver more than they can on their brand new trucks, which can only carry 32 tonne. Make sense? And having that flexibility of being able to carry legally up to 38.4 tonnes, it allows Charlie to use her favourite company slogan.
Big or small, we pour it all!
While I was here, I was also lucky enough to go out and observe the 24/7 guys delivering a complete and whole new flooring for a grain and cattle shed. Pretty much the entire fleet was on site, working together to prepare, lay and smooth and finish the concrete as it was poured. Over 170 cube was poured on this job. I have to say, a very professional job and loads of teamwork, and in fact it got me looking at volumetrics in a different light. Well, a more favourable light. And when one of the vehicles had some material left on board, unlike a barrel mixer where he'd have to overpour or be quick to get the leftover concrete out for fear of losing the drum, he was able to stop off at another job on the way home and use what he had on board to pour a house foundation. So happy days all round. So thanks to all at 24/7 Concrete for welcoming me. Steffi, Charlie and everybody else I spoke to. It was great to see them operate both on site and in their own yard. Cracking company, cracking people, growing month on month, a £1.25 million investment on new trucks, and the passion there is unbelievable. So if you're in the north and you deliver concrete and you've not heard of them, you certainly will. And if you're one of their competition in the Yorkshire area, watch out. So spending time with the 24/7 guys today, I can really see how they use volumetrics to make their business work. Obviously 15 years in the barrel industry for me. I'm always going to be a barrel boy. Have my views on volumetrics changed? Probably slightly. mean slightly. I mean, I can really appreciate the benefits you get from using a parameter job, as I said before.
Oh, the times they are a-changing.
No, my mindset isn't changing. It's great song, but no. Although, there was this concert.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now. This is the way we're going to get to say hello to some of you. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
God damn you, Chris Martin. And there you go. That's it for Concrete Conversations episode 10. Thanks for joining me. For those that haven't already, if you could subscribe to the channel, it's totally free. Thanks for 24/7 Concrete and Aggregates for having me. It's been a great day. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. And obviously, please stay tuned for the next few episodes. We've got some great content coming up. We'll see you soon.